Hey friends, today we're working on a nitty gritty kitty. We're gonna do this one up real proper like. I hope you enjoy it. Jimmy doesn't lie, we are working on a nitty gritty kitty. And this has seen some better days. Looks like it's been painted 1, 2, 3 times, at least. And someone so graciously sanded the old paint off, so that leaves us with a little bit of a mess. That is our zinc showing through right there, so I don't know where our factory paint went. Looks like this was possibly an orange car. I was hoping to do something newer. I got a bunch of new colors in. Got some aqua. We got that new badass teal green that I've been raving about. This guy, it's not teal. I got the, let's call it Mercedes green. I got Mercedes green, so that's a cool color. And it's true, I do want to do a clear coat on this car. I think we're going to have a way nicer result than just plain old decals on top of Spectraflame. So hopefully everything works out. That's what we're going to do today. Say bye, Jimmy. Bye, Jimmy. Well, first off, I want to thank you guys for all your feedback comments. I appreciate it. Good or bad, I want to hear the feedback. Just so I can slightly alter the course of history and make sure that our channel has a great success rate in the future. If you guys are unfamiliar with these, this back little notch here is what adjusts your spring tension. So I keep mine about there, and it gives me a little bit softer push. If you have this all the way up, maximum tension, it's quite a bit harder to push. So these are adjustable. If you have one and you're struggling, just back this joint off a little bit. This joint is just for taking everything apart, so don't worry about that one. What about that little guy? What the size of Jimmy's head? Yeah. We're going to go ahead and drill out these little posts. Santa didn't bring me a drill press, unfortunately. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with that. Some of you guys suggested Dremel drill press, and I'm with you. I wish I had one. However, the Dremel doesn't have a lot of speed control, and these things you want to drill a little bit slower. So unless there's a Dremel where I could do a speed like this, I'm afraid it's not going to be of use to me. So a drill press itself is going to be better. Because with the Dremel, I'm pretty sure I would just snap bits left and right. You don't want to snap bits because sometimes you can't get the drill bit back out. Alright, so hopefully we've taken off enough material. And I can just give this a little bit of a coaxing. It's real good. It's real good. Let's get this front to pop. Come on, baby. Here we go. That's what we needed. A little dusty, but pretty clean overall. Happy with that. Relatively minty interior. Just a little bit of paint there we're going to have to clean up. Another one of these Crazy Cougar windshields. A little bit of paint cleanup to do, a little bit of polishing to do. Shouldn't be too bad. One thing we are going to have to do is get this motor out of here. And it pains me to say it, but we got to drill this out, and we're going to replace that little star mushroom with a screw later.
20 minutes later.
I bought one of these a while back. Pretty cheap. Diamond points. Got a whole variety of nice little diamond burrs here. And they're good for any occasion, such as this. When you have an oddball thing you just need to kind of grind out of the way. Something like this you think would be pretty expensive, but it's not. This is probably less than $20 at a local store, so it wasn't even a bargain. It's just kind of full price. But look at the options here. This would be good for plastic, metal, whatever. So in my situation, I gotta get this little star pattern out of here. I think I'm gonna use this little bulb. We'll give that a try. I haven't used these yet, obviously, because I just opened them up. Ultimately, I got it out by just putting the back of my pick in here, and I gave it a little bit of a pry, and it just popped all that crusty gold paint. Alright, so I'm ready to paint strip this and we will see what kind of mess we are left with. Ooh, see that? In the reflection, right here. That's the remnants of the old speed stripe. The remnants. So that's a good sign that there's some speed stripe left on there. I didn't see any up here, so I'm scared, but... If any of you guys are new to the channel and you are curious of any of the products I am using in said channel, go ahead and check the description of the video. And I got a supply list for just about everything I use. Or something very similar to what I use at least. I'm not going to have the exact blue paintbrushes. These are just cheap old blue paintbrushes. But there'll be some El Cheapo paintbrushes in there as well. Some real good bubble action on this one. Good lord, the paint. This thing is thick. With 2 C's. Oh, we're about to have a glove incident. God, they're gonna know my identity. Gotta hurry. We are back. What we got here? It's 3,000. It's 400. I'm gonna start off with an 800. Got some sanding marks on the roof. I need to have a look at. I'm probably going to be switching back and forth from 400 to 800 here for a while. Just because there's some pretty deep scratches. At this point in the game, I don't know if it's going to be warranted to give this thing any kind of zinc treatment. But we will see. It looks pretty good. See, those scratches are going to show through the paint, so it's unacceptable. A bunch of you guys are asking, how come I don't prime cars? Well, pretty easy answer to that. Mattel never primed their cars, so why should I? They wanted their cars to look good when they're in the packaging, but they also wanted them to get chipped up and dented up and look like hell so that you would go buy more. I think adding a layer of primer when you don't need to is not only a waste of time, but it's going to take away from the details of the car. So unless you're going to do some major body work on the car where you're like actually adding filler, I would avoid it. If you do prime a car, for God's sake, wet sand it smooth before you add a final top coat to it. If not, your paint job is a failure. See how uneven this trunk is? Just a god-awful mess. I'm gonna go ahead and file that baby smooth. Not the finest casting job on this thing. Looks better. Not so crusty. We're gonna do our posts, and then I'm gonna go clean this. You can see how my drill mark was off center. It's kind of crappy, but you know, this is where we have a chance to redeem ourselves. Same at the back, we're just going to flatten this out a little bit. Alright, so we're back with our body. I did a little bit of polishing on this one, but I want to do some more. And the reason I want to polish this one, we haven't really polished one in a while. And that's mainly just because I was concerned about the paint bonding. But this is going to be a special car, so I want to do an extra special job. I'm going to go back to using our metal glow, because I want to experience just how shiny we can get this car. So far I'm impressed by this product, and it just came to me randomly. I'm going to smear some of this around here. It's all going to end up on my arm. We should end up with a crazy finish. It's pretty good. Oh, hey. Hello. So here comes our aqua. I've given this a pretty good shake off camera. Stuff usually settles on the bottom of this Redline shop paint. Not too bad though, not like testers. So you gotta give it a good shake, but you don't gotta go Crazy overboard. This is gonna be cool. We're doing about 10 drops. So if you guys remember, I was talking about buying a spare airbrush. I picked one up over the holidays. I bought a Clips HPCS. This has got solvent resistant needle packing. Super nice airbrush. Should do us fine. Supposed to do a hairline up to about 2 inches. And it's in the ballpark of what I was using before. Supposed to be a little bit more reliable. And yeah. So I'll use the Talon as a backup. I think this will be my new main airbrush. It's almost twice the price. So if you guys want to check this out, I got a link. That's going to be in the description under airbrushes. And we're going to give this a try. And I imagine it's going to be the same results as I'm used to. Nothing new. I'm just hoping for a little bit more reliability. Got a little baby filter. A little bit of paint. Wow. Cool. All right, here we go. So I got a pretty good coat on there. It's not quite a wet look, but that's okay. I'm going to be pulling that off with the clear coat. But for now, this is all I wanted to accomplish. It looks pretty good. Alright, so our car is back from paint, and a lot of guys would stop here and say that looks real good, but we're going to go the extra mile. What I got here is a sticker set from Redline shop. I'm going to make it a number 2 car. Also, let me just snip these open. I got some sponsorship decals here. We got Moon Eyes, we got Hersh Shifter, Champion Spark Plugs, Firestone Tires. We're going to put some little drag racing decals on this car. So my plan is, these are not decals, these are stickers. What the plan is, I'm going to stick on a bunch of stickers here and make this car look all sweet, and then we're going to clear coat the whole thing and seal these stickers and decals in all in one shot. So to assist in putting these stickers on, I got some soapy water here. So I'm going to soap down the body of the car and then put the stickers on, and then it's going to give me a little bit of time to kind of wiggle around the stickers, and that way I don't mess anything up. That's what my plan is anyways. So I want to use this guy as an example as where my stickers need to go. It looks like it's just to the right of the blower intake, and I don't have an engine in mind. That's okay. We'll start with the roof one and we'll go from there. We're going to have to be real careful. So I'm going to put down a little bit of water first. And if you didn't use the water, you might stick these on, and that would be it. You know, wherever it goes, that's where it is. So a little bit of water is going to help us today with getting these things where they need to be. So we're going to kind of treat it like a decal, even though it's a sticker. This is going to be such a cool car. I can't wait. I don't really like how they trimmed the corner off that sticker there, but I guess I don't really have a choice at this point. Now after 5-10 minutes, once some of this water just evaporates, any part of the decal or the sticker that's lifted up, you'll be able to squish down. So not a big deal if the front is lifted a little bit. Not a big deal. Could possibly go over just a hair. I love that this stripe is offset. It's super cool. There we go. We gave this a few minutes just to kind of evaporate a little bit, and now she's sticking right on there. Real nice. I think I'm happy with that. Don't be worried about clear coating over stickers. It's no problem. It happens all the time. We'll just give that a couple minutes. Let some of that evaporate. Cool. So that's our stripe. It's looking real good. We got these door stickers. They look pretty big, but I checked it out and they are accurate. They're supposed to be pretty big. I got this cool tool. Let me show you here. I was at the stationery store and I picked up this. And it's got all your hole sizes. And this isn't like the drawing section. But what I've been using it for is just measuring out what size these stickers are. So this one is 7.14 millimeters. And it could be this one. 19/64ths. And I looked, and you know, they're not all the same, depending on what kind of car you're using. So if you're making your own, you can kind of just measure things out with this little template, and this costs you just a couple bucks, just a flimsy piece of plastic, so that'll pay for itself just in frustration. Just gotta give that a second. It's still pretty juicy. Just let that do its thing for a minute. Yeah, so if you got too much soap and water, just give it a second. Just give it a second to chill. And then come back later and squish it down. Okay, in the meanwhile, let's pick out what we want here. Just set these aside. We definitely want some moon eyes. Those are real cool. We definitely need some Hearst shifter action. Nitty Gritty Kitty, probably factory 4-speed car, right? Very cool. Maybe we'll do the Firestones. So we'll save the rest of these for another project. Maybe we'll put the moon eyes down there. Since this car was polished when we painted it, this paint is super fragile. So you gotta be real careful. If only you guys knew how much I was sweating putting these things on, like freaking out. Alright, so our base I cleaned up with the regular lime out treatment. If you are unfamiliar with the lime out treatment, watch the video for the super van. I basically have this bathroom cleaner that is really good at eating away oxidation, and I soak it in there for about 4 minutes and I scrub it clean with a brass brush. And you end up with a pretty minty brand new type of base. So I'm ready to put some wheels on this bad boy, and we're going to put some big old booties. Big old booties in the back of this car. Today, just going to use my little tool here to make sure I get them all the way onto the bearings. I spent so much time on the body for this thing. I think it was worth it. I do have a confession. After the first clear coat, I actually dropped the car on the floor. I don't know what happened. It's just clear coating away like usual, and then all of a sudden my hand just opened up and I dropped the car. But I did what I could to save it. I think it looks pretty good. Might add a little bit of character to it. I don't know. It's what it is, you know. Alright, our base is ready to go. If you remember, our little windshield here started off with a little bit of paint right here. I tried something new today, and I used Super Clean, and I soaked this in Super Clean, and it came off in about 6 hours. Just rubbed it off with a rag. Super impressed. I'm more comfortable using Super Clean than I am using brake fluid, just because I've seen how brake fluid like soaks into some certain plastics. Super Clean for the win. This cleaned up really nicely, so all this needs now is a little bit of a polish. Oh yeah, polishing compound. A pretty good job getting that nice and shiny, so that is good. Last thing I had to work on was the interior, and it had just a little bit of paint right here, a little bit of paint right there. I literally gave it just a little bit of a scrape with a pick, clean this up with a toothbrush, and it is ready to go. In case you guys are curious, this is a normal Sharpie. This is a fine Sharpie. These are excellent for doing hobby stuff. Look how small the tip is on this little guy. Excellent for doing things. So anyone who needs something cheap for taillights, get yourself one of these Sharpies, because they are nice and teeny. I have an acrylic pen that I normally use for doing this, but it does not have a point anywhere near that sharp. So this is very convenient and affordable. Bloop, 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 bloop. It's very nice. Alright, I dropped this car on the floor in the middle of clear coat, so it's not perfect. They're never perfect, no matter how hard you try, there's always something. You always had one too many beers and drop your car on the floor. So I'm using just self-tapping screws to hold everything together nicely. I don't need to tap these. Since the screw itself is harder than the material that the body is made out of, they just tap themselves. I'd say that's looking pretty good considering I dropped it on the floor. Totally wasn't my intention. The first layer of clear coat got a little bit messed up, but overall, she's still pretty sweet looking. If you'd like to own this car, leave this video a thumbs up. I really liked it. I think it turned out pretty sweet. I love the little extra decals I put on there. Things looking real good considering what we started with. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you tune in to the next one. I should be working on something this weekend, so you can expect that. Thanks for watching, guys. Yes, which one is my favorite now? I don't know. I love them both. Might have to switch to the blue one. So good. Don't you go anywhere.